Hello, wonderful YouTube land. This is the CrossCrew channel, and I'm Adelaide.
I'm Mylko.
And we are going to be watching and reacting to Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Wires Episode 4.
Yes, this one's apparently about all the vehicles, cars, motorbikes, and everything of Night City. We've really enjoyed the previous 3 episodes and very much looking forward to the game, which is next month. Next month. So let's jump right into the video and see what they have to show us.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Stepping up here with the stakes. City of dreams, city of...
Ollie?
Welcome
Hello.
to Night City Wire Episode 4, the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to start today's episode by giving you a look at just some of the vehicles you might procure during your time in Night City, and having a chat to senior vehicle artist Paul, who's going to give us a little bit more information before we take you behind the scenes and a look at the lengths the teams have gone to bring vehicles to life. We're also going to have news on an exciting collaboration. Then we're going to be talking about fashion.
Well, they're releasing like a real life Cyberpunk car.
Oh my goodness, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that if it was purchasable, which I don't think it necessarily would be, but it would probably be like really
like
expensive.
Ultimate pre-order at your local game store.
Fashion and styles in Night City before we recap the incredibly talented finalists in our Cyberpunk cosplay contest.
Ooh.
We'll then wrap up today's episode with some news about Stadia. There is a lot to talk about, so let's get started.
I feel like there's always so much that they cram into this. Very exciting for the cars though.
Rise of the Dark Future.
In a huge open world like Night City, you need a chill ride to get around fast.
Chill ride.
And in Cyberpunk 2077, there are tons of cool vehicles to choose from.
Get this. 4-liter engine, 6-cylinder, goes from 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. You fucking believe that?
That would be fast.
We've crafted every car and motorbike with amazing attention to detail. On the chassis, the body, not to mention the interiors. You can expect every one not only to look unique, but to deliver a unique driving experience.
So
All right, show me what you got.
Don't expect advanced tech or luxurious materials here. Nuh-uh.
Your A to B car.
It's not the size that counts, I guess.
This class is mostly utility vehicles and low-end clunkers made for every pocket.
Hold on. It's a wreck.
My damn wreck.
Well, definitely no guy or girl magnet.
If you need to impress, look to this class alone.
I'm putting my ride on the line. Either you match it in cash,
That's a nice
or you
paint
can
job.
forget about the fight.
And interior.
Look at the number of wheels.
It's very cool. I'm already getting the impression that based on your missions, Wes, you may have to pick a car in like need of those sorts of things. Does that make sense? Like if you've got to drive a particular person around, you might have to pick a specific type of car.
Otherwise they won't come with.
Exactly. To sell whatever kind of character you're portraying.
They might be too snobby to go economy.
Yes, it may be that way.
With these wheels, no expense has been spared, no frill ignored. Their plush interiors decked out in all the latest tech, while you get to sit back and enjoy the ride. Masterful engineering and practical
I was gonna
design.
say, this is what
Trucks
you
and
drive.
tanks for when you need power and brute force.
Hell of a machine.
Meet Beast, my pride and joy.
And these monsters are literally unstoppable.
Yes. Big boy.
These are for chooms who love the smell of exhaust and the roar of street wildlife. Their powerful engines and exchangeable parts make them perfect for tuning.
Come on!
wanna smell that choo-choo burn?
I mean, these look
Whether it's street racing, running from the NCPD, or just showing off in the streets, with these high-powered
That
beasts, you
interior.
will have only respect.
Oh yeah, like that.
If you need speed and armor, the hypercar class is for you. It means precise bodywork, built-in LiDAR
Hot
arrays,
pink
and
lights?
really expensive materials.
Imagine you're sitting on a pile of eddies. Probably less than 1,000 people in the world can afford the Erendite.
Not your typical urban vehicle.
They will take you places you never dreamed you'd go. Oh, and original vehicles are not all you'll find in 2077. We also found room on our roster for some true automotive icons.
Floor it, V.
a Mustang, maybe?
Some muscle cars
Paul,
out in the
thank you
desert.
so much
Yeah.
for joining us. I think it's fair to say we've come a really long way from Roach in The Witcher, so there's a lot to talk about.
Yep, there's a lot to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's start with the various classes of different cars,
One of the
because
cars,
in the video we
car
saw there were
types to
things
be
like
called
economy
Roach.
and luxury vehicles. But can you tell us a bit more about their
Like a
kind of
horse
design
paint job?
philosophy? What does each kind of class
Maybe a
offer
motorbike.
when people are driving them around
Makes more
Night City?
sense.
Absolutely. Depending on the variation of the car that you're either buying or stealing, depending on your flavor, yeah, you'll notice that they don't just look
Flavor.
different, but they'll also drive different and feel different. If you're buying or stealing a nice fancy looking sports color version of a car, you'll notice that it drives, faster, sounds a little bit more punchy and sporty than, for example, a junkier version of that same car. It can have solar panels tied to the roof or some other pipes that are hot wiring some other, cyberpunk components in your car. And well, if it looks cheap, it probably drives cheap too.
So it seems that not only do the cars look good on the outside, but there's an awful lot of detail on the inside as well. Things like the dashboard. So can you tell us more about that? Because I know
They
if
haven't
you
shown
find a
too
Quadra
much of
Type
that, eh?
66 in the city, it's going to look
Yeah.
totally different from the Quadra Type 66 that the gangs are driving out in the Badlands, both outside and inside.
Yep, definitely. If you're about to steal a very nice high-end car, for example, when you get in, you'll see the dashboard light up nicely. You'll see your dial indicators revving a little bit. But that may not exist for a junk version at all. It may have the
Looks so
dashboard ripped
cool.
out completely. No matter what your flavor is, you'll find something that suits your needs.
So what about racing then? Will there be racing? Because I know people have been asking.
Yes, we're absolutely going to have several races in the game. Different locations, if you know you're going to be driving in the Badlands. Maybe bring a Nomad car, because it's just built to driving in the Badlands. But if you know you're going to be racing in Night City, just bring the hottest wheels you've got, because you're going to need all the power you can get.
That's
No
exciting.
matter where you're racing though, you need to bring a gun, because this is Night City and you never know what's going to happen.
Okay, so you talk about bringing cars then. Let's talk about like storing and calling cars, because we know people can steal them. But what if somebody's found a car and they absolutely love this particular one? Is there a way for players to kind of build that collection? And then how do they actually, summon them?
Well, summoning cars works pretty much the same as you would summon Roach in The Witcher 3. Your transportation may or may not show up on a roof somewhere. But we're still working on fixing some bugs here and there. But yeah, if there's a
That's
car that
funny.
you really, really like very much, if you can't wait to own a Quadra or a Type 66, you'll get a message from your fixer and says, hey, I've got a Quadra for sale for you, you want to buy it? All you have to do is drive over, pay the money, and you've got your very own Quadra. Not to mention that every single vehicle that you buy, every single player vehicle, is absolutely unique in every way. It's got a unique interior, unique exterior, paint job. It'll sound different, but it'll also handle different.
So in the video, we did mention there was space for a true automotive icon. Do you want to reveal what that actually is?
Of course. The car in question here is Johnny Silverhand's car. And Johnny Silverhand is, well, he's a big rocker boy and he needs some wheels to match. So we gave him a 911 Porsche from 1977, which means in 2077, Johnny's car is going to be exactly 100 years old.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for your
Of course
time
it's
today.
Johnny's.
Personally,
Makes
I
sense,
think I'm
makes
going to try and balance being a super cool badass mercenary and driving a Mylko. Because I love that little car. I think I could do it, right? I could be cool and in a Mai Mai.
Definitely. Mai Mai is absolutely cool as long as you stay on the road and not on the sidewalk.
I'll try my very best. We'll see. In past episodes, we've said that music plays a huge part in bringing Night City to life, but it's not just music. Our teams went to incredible lengths to recreate and capture the sounds that really bring these vehicles to life. I mean, they might have had some fun driving them, but I'm pretty sure that's just a perk of the job.
All that space to just go ham.
That looks like so much fun. They didn't look like they were having fun, but it looks like so much fun. Just the concentration.
We started with the visuals, and then we wanted to attach a proper sound to the visuals so that you have like a nice feeling or the nice vibe of the complete car. And then we moved on to organizing the whole thing. Early on, we made the decision that we are going to record on the racetracks, and then we are going to record cars in movement. We started cooperation with Tomek Chopik, who is like very, very well-known racing driver in Poland. That's really a nice sensation when you're driving with a racing driver and then he pushes the car to the limits. Like you can feel the G's with the braking and tight cornering, and you can feel the car actually like bending the laws of physics. We wanted to record a broad spectrum of cars, so we started with the powerful muscle cars, and then we went to more screamy tuned V6s, inline 6s, and then we went to V10s. We wanted to grab the off-road cars. We of course grabbed some drift cars, just to have the more aggressive character in the cars.
This looks so fun.
It does.
We had to assemble a sound group or a sound team that would make the placing of the mics process very, very fast, because we had plenty of cars to do in a short time span.
We had the team of mechanics from a rally team, and they helped us immensely. What they've done, they allowed us to put the microphones into places that we wouldn't be able to access differently. Putting a mic right into the car, they helped us to locate the places that are best.
Usually place 3 microphones in the engine bay, 3 microphones in the exhaust, and 2 microphones in the car. Cars are very, very complex in terms of sound,
hear how they sound, like they're chunky.
It's very difficult to get all the necessary components that you have to make it sound believable.
But we were trying to look for something that would give us the character of the engine.
We wanted to use normal organic electric engine that you could actually have in the nowadays car.
We didn't want the engines to be futuristic sci-fi-ish sounding. We want them much more organic, much more down to earth, something that would represent the combustion engine. And on top of that, we added small elements like the futuristic horns or like a futuristic UI of the car.
Look of that.
It makes you feel like you're in the car of the future, and some car might talk to you, other car might have blips and bobs that will make you feel like you're in a futuristic vehicle.
You're in a spaceship.
We wanted to be very, very close to what Mike set up in the lore. And early on, we decided to record Johnny's original car, which is Porsche 911 930 from 1977.
We recorded on dyno in control environment in a chamber. We could put Mike in very different places. Porsche 930 that we recorded is the only car really that will be really sounding like the real car in the real world.
Oh, even the windows?
Wow.
We recorded more than 40
Level
vehicles.
of detail.
Not often do we record so many vehicles for a game that is not really a racing game.
True,
Truth being told, this was the hardest part in my sound career, and I'm very, very proud of what we achieved with the sound team. This was something that we didn't do before. So creating the designs, creating the technology behind how the sound behaves, that's the best thing actually I ever did in my sound career.
There has been a lot of talk about cars so far, so let's take a look at another collaboration. This time with Johnny Silverhand. I mean Keanu Reeves.
The smell.
Keanu!
The travel.
Yeah.
Journey. Freedom.
Look at those drones following.
It's not like
Deeper.
deep.
I'm Gard Hollinger,
I'm Keanu Reeves.
and we're here as representatives of Arch
We're
Motorcycle,
founders.
and we're doing some audio recording for Cyberpunk 2077.
That's
Nice.
true. Get Keanu involved even more.
Yeah.
Arch Motorcycle is a custom production motorcycle company. What's unique about it is that the motorcycles are built on a production platform, but each one is designed to be able to be personalized for each customer.
How have they incorporated this into the game?
When CD
Johnny's
Projekt Red
bike.
approached me about doing Cyberpunk 2077, they also spoke about integrating. They were fans of, or I guess people who worked at the company were fans of Arch Motorcycle, and so they broached the idea of creating kind of specialized Cyberpunk 2077 version of the Arch Motorcycle. And I thought that was a very fine idea.
Very fine idea, Keanu.
We have a motorcycle we've designed and we've been developing called the Method 143, and so that I think in particular was a creative inspiration for the designers. So they sort of used that as a basis and then went further. So it has a totally different, crazy-looking power plant.
We did a little customization.
It's good. I like it.
Today we're capturing sounds, getting some actual sounds of a power plant, drivetrain, and characteristics of the motorcycle,
So
which
funny
I'm sure
seeing
they
all
will
the mics hooked
you know,
up
have
to it.
play with
Yeah.
and stuff, but the source will be pure.
It is very unusual. But amazing that they're able to capture the sound, like it's
It
not...
has a sort of a racing
Effective, like
engine in
it's
it compared to
Yeah.
our production
clear.
motorcycles. It has a dual exhaust system, and it sounds pretty.
Sounds good.
I could definitely blindfolded tell that that's the Method
It's very
143-ish
sleek
sounding
in its
motorcycle.
design. And a bit like bubbly.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Nature of the role-playing aspect of the game, I think it'll be cool, like to be on a bike and hearing that, going through the city streets and getting into the madness and mayhem.
Very cool indeed.
As with all episodes of Night City Wire, if you're tuning in late or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. Now it's time to talk about styles in Night City. Are you more kitsch or neo-militarism?
I don't know. I don't know what that
Please
means.
explain.
In style.
Welcome to the brief authoritative history of Night City. This chapter is devoted to so-called styles, deeply linked with the history of the world, and a very important aspect of life in the city. You can find them everywhere. In cars, clothes, guns, implants. They are your war paint. As one of our sponsors says, it matters not if you're dead, as long as you're doing it in style.
The moves on this girl. Swoosh, swoosh, slicing them up like sashimi.
4 visual styles are evident in the Night City of 2077,
Those arm blades.
each with its own history, status, and features. Neon hair, illuminated tattoos, and chrome.
Illuminated tattoos.
Function comes second. Looks are what matter.
Get the impression that color is the expression in this style.
Stanley here with you, and we got another day ahead of us in this city of dreams.
The Fourth Corporate War broke out, and entropism was born. Vast and deep crises forced people to find ways to survive by any means. Getting the job done, no matter how, was the primary goal. The look?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her.
Fuck them. Fuck this job. Fuck this city.
Whoa.
Deadly elegance without ostentation. Corporate, militaristic fashion, mostly seen in the wealthier parts of town. Substance over style, that's the motto.
Whoa.
What's going on there?
Celebrities, brain dance stars, business magnates, heirs to corporate fortunes and corporate executives. They abandoned the cold, deadly elegance of neo-militarism and returned to the roots of kitsch, but gave it a fresh, new look.
Oh shit, these hands. Sometimes it seems like I just brushed something and sparks fly.
So I get the impression that neo-kitsch is for like the celebs who therefore are the trendsetters.
Yeah.
And dependent on the other styles, they kind of take what's relevant from the neo-kitsch and put it into their own style.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's like the other one, but like on a different level.
Yeah.
Because they have the more money to expand on it.
Yes. And then like some of the outfits looked a lot more sleeker in line with the corporate style.
Yeah.
But then they were more colourful like the kitsch.
Yeah.
So I get that impression. It'll be interesting to see what characters, if any, we come across that are in that style and how that affects the scenes, I guess.
Thank you for your attention. We wish you a very pleasant stay in our marvelous metropolis. Good luck and goodbye.
NC's legend. Know where you'll find most of them? The graveyard. Luckily, matters not where you're from, matters not where you start. What matters here is the walk you walk.
That shirt he's got there is the shirt the guy was wearing.
Just before this
noticed
episode
that.
started, you might have tuned in early and seen our Cyberpunk cosplay contest finale. But just in case you've missed it, we've prepared a little summary for you featuring our very talented finalists. In the Cyberpunk cosplay contest, we asked our very talented community to cosplay a character from the game based on the art, screenshots, videos, cosplay guides, etc. We thought regular trophies weren't quite cool enough, so we decided that the top 3 will receive detailed props based on weapons from the game. They have been specifically made for this occasion, and the winners can do with them as they please. And now, the 12 best Cyberpunk cosplayers who have competed for first place in the first official Cyberpunk 2077 cosplay contest. Are you ready to meet them?
These are the cosplay outfits.
Yeah.
Holy moly. They showed that snippet earlier on and I just thought that was part of the game. talented, hey? And creative.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up today's episode, there is one more thing to talk about. Previously, we announced that Cyberpunk 2077 was coming to Stadia, and today we can tell you that it is arriving on November 19th alongside other platforms, and pre-orders are starting now. Night City Wire is almost over, but if you do want just a little bit more, then stay tuned right here on the Twitch channel and join us for our post-show. As always, don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels shortly, and we'll be back with Night City Wire Episode 5 soon.
Sweet.
No, actually, there is one more thing we're going to show you. Welcome to the diner.
So what do you want? Supercar? Big house?
I can't get over this is
You wanna rule
cutscene.
this city?
Like, it's so clear.
Well, you ain't getting anywhere without an upgrade. You need a softer touch. Stronger's fine, because taking over Night City ain't gonna be easy.
I'm in. Cyberpunk 2077. Available November 19th.
So are we less than a month away at the moment?
We're just on a month away.
Right, okay.
Just on a month away.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like potentially that was my favorite episode just for the fact that it showed the vehicles, and there are, like, just like everything else, there's quite a selection, quite a few options that you'll get to play through as you go throughout the game. I think that is just so cool, like how you have a more beaten up version, for lack of a better way of putting it, and then a more expensive, like, high-end version of cars and how they operate differently and look different, but essentially are the same body. Like, it's so interesting.
I'm always impressed with the amount of detail like they show in these videos.
Yeah.
Like how much they're actually putting into the game.
Well, the sound, like the sound capturing,
Yeah.
crazy, like how they were capable of achieving it with all the different types of cars. Like, it's so cool.
Did they mention how many cars?
I didn't catch it
Hey,
if they
I
gave
don't
a
think
specific
they did.
number.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that they've kept like a classic car in there.
Yeah.
And although it wasn't a Mustang, like most of the racing style cars are themed after muscle cars. So that's cool. That's awesome, I think.
So they said episode 5 soon. Do you reckon that'd have to be the last one? Episode 5, if we're
that close.
Yeah, if we're that close.
Well, we've assumed that before, and
Yeah.
we've been given extra episodes, so I will have to wait and see.
So I wonder what the next episode will show.
Have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, based on the styles, what was something that stood out to you? What kind of style?
I like is it the Neo Kitsch?
Yes.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked that it was a blend between like the corporate and the kitsch styles.
Yes.
But then I also just liked is it just standard? Like just
the second option?
Yeah.
I can't remember what that was called.
I can't remember what it was called, but it's like the basic just looks don't matter, just get by thing.
Yeah.
Because if we're going nomads, I feel like that would be more.
It might be at least what you start off like. It really depends on how the game starts, I guess. Because for myself, I really like kitsch or neo kitsch.
The colours.
The colours, I love the bright, fun colours and how expressive you could probably be with it.
Illuminated tattoos and everything.
Yeah, and I kind of think too, like, it'd be awesome to be able to, like, dress in your colours and then theme your car.
To match.
Have matchy.
Cool. Yeah.
I reckon that would be so awesome.
Customize the gun to match as well.
Yes, and did you see that interior? It kept showing it. It had the hot pink, but the headrest like curved around.
Yeah.
I'm like just so excited to pick up on these little details So I hope you can like have those opportunities to kind of really look at how the car is styled and all that jazz.
Because they didn't need to do a first-person view like in the car. They could have just been like, you hop in the car and it goes, oh, and zooms out to third person. But the fact that they've gone to all that detail to just do complete interiors for all the cars.
It is so cool.
So
cool.
I do like the look of the heavy cars.
Me too.
Just to plow through traffic.
Yes. I think I'll probably end up being in one of those.
No,
unless
I
it causes
a
lot of attention to be drawn on you and it affects how things go. I think I'd probably stick to one of the beefy, chunky, big boy cars.
Big boy cars.
Or trucks, rather. They look like trucks.
Yeah.
So
big Hummers and everything.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But no, I think that episode's probably been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And it showed a lot more Keanu.
Lot more Keanu.
Than the previous
well, his own bike.
Yeah.
Brand. That's interesting. Like how that's also been incorporated into the game.
And I like how Johnny Silverhand has his own unique car.
Yep.
So they haven't shown much of Johnny, but like what they've shown points to like that he will probably be a decent chunk of the game.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what they're leaving for episode 5.
Oh, the story, the tale of Silverhand.
Yeah, it's quite possible. Like being that it would be so close to the release at that point in time. I have to wait and see.
I still can't get over like they've shown now like 4 detailed episodes of this game, but I feel like it's still only just scratching the surface.
100%.
Like they haven't shown us anything really.
No. But I like that. I like that I still don't quite know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Like it's very futuristic, obviously, gives me Blade Runner vibes, but I'm excited that, you know, based on what story option you pick, it will be a variety. And we still don't really know much on where that direction will lead. So that's fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction and commentary video. Please leave a comment down below on your favourite highlights from episode 4 of Night City Wire. And yeah, we'll see you guys for episode 5. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.